nobody called him Joey. Well, maybe his wife. Although, she didn't call him anything after she died.
Oh, fuck. Oh, he went there. Holy shit.
His name is Agazira.
Back again to join me on the case. Welcome back, kid. I hope you're ready. So in the previous episode, we uncovered that Mary Pernell was withholding a little bit of information. My theory was correct. It looks like her and Joe Dunn were actually an item, and furthermore, could have been engaged. We don't know, but we're going to find out in this episode. Good old Mighty Joe Young, Jake Ostiombi, he's working for Desmond O'Leary as well. We found a pin in his locker. He's extremely pissed off, and he could have beat the shit out of us, and I'm thankful he didn't. But at any rate, it's time to get this episode underway. Before we start, if you have been enjoying this, hit that like button down below. Sit back, relax, enjoy the smooth stylings of our God Zira, because it is as smooth as it can be sometimes. Let's get this bad boy underway. As I said, we're making our way back to see Mary Pernell. How we uncovered she was romantically involved? The safe in Joe Dunn's office used to be a combination of his wife's birth date, but it's now Mary's.
I know you're hiding something.
What?
Happy birthday, Mary! Let's go with happy birthday. I'm hoping there's a little bit of a tagline that goes with that.
Happy birthday. I just found out it was a week ago.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sure you received wonderful presents. For example, your date of birth used as the combination for Dunn's safe.
I know, Mary.
My goodness. I can't talk here. My shift is over in 10 minutes. Can you wait a while?
I suppose so.
Can I get a refill over here, Mary?
I bet she got another present
Coming
for her
right
birthday too. Joe's dick.
Mary Pernell. The angel Joe Dunn found in his gold.
This Blacksad can afford cigarettes. I'm
We've
still
been seeing
smoking
each
a
other for
goddamn
almost
fucking
2
pen.
years. It all started with,
Hard times.
well, weekdays I start cleaning the gym at dawn, before my shift at the diner. Joey always came in early, just a little after I got there.
Been together for 2 years, huh? Didn't feel that was information you had to share with me when we first met,
He
Mary?
used to say it was the best time for the worst task of the day.
Oh, I know exactly what he meant.
No, I don't.
Did he help you clean?
No, poor Joey. I would never have allowed that. He did more than enough. Would even clean on my days off. Paperwork. He just hated
The
it.
screen went black
That
and
was
didn't give
just
me much
him.
of a
Instead
chance
of
to
putting
lock
awful
anything in,
things
so I
in
just
his
started
hand,
hammering
he
buttons
did them
then.
as soon as possible. One morning, he saw me crying. I was having a rough day and...
He tried to cheer you up.
He tried to make you smile.
He pointed at the coffee machine. You need a cup of joe and some fresh
No,
air.
cup of joe.
That was the
She had
first
more
of
than a
many
cup of
cups
joe,
on the
alright.
top.
Yeah, special cup of joe, you know what I'm saying. And he seduced you.
Which is where Dunn seduced you.
That word is a bit too much, Mr. Blacksad. You might be too young to understand this, but real love has little to do with seduction. One day, we realized those rooftop coffees were the best part of our day. So we began to spend more time together.
But you never told anyone.
Why the secret?
Why did you keep it secret?
For Sonia's sake. She and Joey drifted apart after her mother's death. He was afraid that our relationship would only make matters worse.
I think it was more so for
Until
your
one
benefit
day,
than
on the
Sonia's,
rooftop,
Mary. Let's get real
we
here.
realized just how serious our relationship was, and we decided to turn those moments into a lifetime.
And he proposed to you.
So he
I told you I had a feeling they were engaged.
Yes, of course. He gave me the wedding ring, and we decided to tell the world. He said he needed to share that happiness with his little girl. Turns out, he wasn't that happy after all.
What about you? How did you feel about telling Sonia?
Maybe you already noticed, I have a slight cold. I really should be heading home.
Maybe you should cover your neck if you're cold. Wear a scarf or something. I think, yeah.
Maybe you should cover your neck.
I lost my scarf a while back, not sure where. And now, if you'll excuse me, that's my bus stop.
You lost
pleasure
your
to speak with you,
scarf,
Mr. Blacksad.
you say. Bet you it's on Joe Dunn's floor. Because she took it off before she got pounded. Get it? Come on. Come on, guys, let's get real. That's where it's at. New clue, Mary has a cold. Okay. Is there much we can do in this place now? I mean, we've checked the locker room. We've spoken to Mighty Joe over here. Is there anything more for you to say?
Thanks, pal.
No, thank you.
So, what else can you tell me about Dunn's death?
Well, not much. My memory's not what it used to be.
Oh, we've got a whole heap of shit
Do
we
you
can
remember
talk about
anything
with
else
Jake
about
here.
Joe Dunn and Bobby Yale's argument?
No, not really, no. Only Joe yelling. If you do, I'll call off the fight and kick you out of the gym.
What was Joe Dunn like?
He was a decent man. Have you seen all those slogans on the wall? Those motivational phrases? Joe really believed in them.
Again,
All
guys,
of
I'm just pressing all the buttons here. I don't think there's any combination that we should be doing because all of these questions getting asked are going to help one
He
way
played
or
the
another.
saxophone, right?
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter what
pretty
order
well
we
for
ask
a
him.
white boy. But he quit when his wife died. Makes no sense, right? I mean, nothing draws chicks like the brass. Why quit when you're finally free?
Shut up.
Did you know Joe Dunn had a gun in his safe?
No way, man. He hated firearms. Although, when Bobby Yale was a teenager, he went through a crazy phase. Even dropped out of the gym and joined the gang. Nothing serious. Early one
Okay.
morning, he broke in the gym. Joe was already here and caught him red-handed. Bobby pointed the gun at Dunn and ordered him to open the safe. So, Joe opened it and asked Bobby to put the gun aside, leave the gang, and start boxing again. I got here 5 minutes later and found Bobby crying like a baby in Joe's arms. Then he just stood up and put on his gloves.
Sounds like Joe's a good man. Or was a good man. Because he's dead.
Joe Dunn or Joey Dunn?
Huh? Nobody called him Joey. Well, maybe his wife. Although, she didn't call him anything after she died.
Oh, fuck. Oh, he went there. Holy shit.
What can you tell me about Sonia Dunn?
She's hot, ain't she?
You two seem to get along nicely.
Well, I've known her since she was a baby. But she sure has grown, if you get my drift. I hadn't seen her since she left for college about 4 years ago.
I'm getting real rapey
It
vibes
seems
from
like
this
her
guy. Like
father's
he's
death didn't really upset
some
her.
kind of sexual
Well, she
predator.
likes to play it cool, which makes her really
Start calling
hot.
him Bill Cosby.
Dunn wasn't black, but he allowed you and Bobby Yale to train here.
Yeah, this was the first integrated gym in the city, I think.
But not everyone liked that.
You've seen the graffitis, right? If I get my hands on that bastard,
I happen to know who painted the lockers. Arthur Tucker.
I knew it. I knew it was him, that bastard. I'm gonna whip the white out of him.
Do you have any idea where Bobby Yale could be?
Not a clue.
I dropped by Bobby Yale's apartment. I think he might be involved with O'Leary, the bookmaker.
You sure? Yale had some dark years, no doubt, but Dunn turned him into a decent guy.
You'd know all about O'Leary,
No
though, wouldn't you, Jake?
detective. But I wouldn't follow that.
You shady bastard.
If Yale's going to fight the reigning champion, he's got a big career ahead of him.
He hasn't lost a single fight since he turned pro. The little bastard beat the socks off me a few years back.
What about his family?
Do you know any of his relatives?
His father, Avenarius.
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago?
Yeah,
Boxer
and his
poet.
wife, Bobby's mom, died shortly after.
That
Dunn is the closest thing the family to poor
explains
kids
the
have
poetry
since.
book in his locker at least.
That explains the poetry book in his locker.
Ha! Read my mind, Blacksad. What about his past?
You said Yale joined a gang back in the day? Know which one?
Hell, I don't know, John. This is New York City. There are more gangs than people.
Get back to
I
training.
better let you get back to your drills.
All right.
Now, I wonder whether we can call the police chief again and see whether he's got any information for us. Because he said if we found out anything, to keep him in the loop, right? We found out a little bit, so we'll keep him in the loop. We'll do the right thing here. Because he might have some information for us. You know, you give what you get. We share a little, he might share a little.
Smirnoff.
You're gonna like what I have to tell you about the Dunn case.
O'Leary.
I went to Yale's place and ran into O'Leary's men. They were
Trying to
waiting
see
for
what the
him.
best choices
Now,
are.
it's totally normal. They run an illegal gambling operation. If a fight's canceled, they lose money. I'd love to take a swing at O'Leary, but we can't base the case on a hunch.
I'm not finished yet. You're gonna like what I have to tell you about the Dunn case.
Dunn and the cleaning lady were engaged?
Dunn and the gym's cleaning lady were about to get married.
Great. Call What's News. They'll know what to do with such an incredibly interesting piece of information.
I'm trying to help
The
here, mate.
combination on Dunn's safe was her birthday. He even gave her a ring. You know, your typical suicidal bliss.
Okay, I'm still not convinced, but I might have something for you.
That's what I'm talking about. As I said, give a little, get a little. We finally get to meet Police
Life is
Chief
often off key.
Smirnov.
Like a bad song. The notes come together but feel flat, unable to create anything resembling music.
And he's a German Shepherd. Actually, pretty fitting. A German
there are
Shepherd
ways
as a
to
police
string them
chief. That
together
makes
to create
sense. That makes
harmony.
sense.
Ways that are not always entirely in our hands.
A dog police chief and a cat police, like, undercover detective. That's some good writing right
You
there.
look tired, John.
I'm a cat. I always look tired.
I can't help it. It's just the way we cats are.
Well, I can't help but be glad to see you. Yep, I'm beat. I'm starving. Just got back from the annual police medical. Not only did I have to fast, but I also had to chug 2 enormous glasses of water. John, you alright?
Well, I've had some better days.
I've had better days, and I'll have them again, I hope.
We've all had better
We
days.
both deserve to. The thing is, I'd love to help you out with this case, but I can't. You know I work for the state of New York. If I had any information, I couldn't share it with a private eye. Even if it was lying on top of this table.
Oh, you cheeky bastard. You could use something to eat.
You said you were starving. Why don't you go to the counter and order something?
Yeah, sure, good idea. If you'll excuse me.
That was well done there. You see what's going on? Purposely leaving that on the table for me to have a read. Smart dog. Okay, so it's the medical file on Joe Dunn. What information can we get here that we don't already know? See, he's only 5'5". He wouldn't have been able to hang himself from that rope. Because Blacksad's a lot taller than 5'5", and he can't reach it. The neck presented 4 ring-shaped marks around the entire circumference caused by said rope. Swollen and slightly scraped knuckles on the subject's right hand probably caused recent trauma. So did he punch the paint can? So Dunn punched the paint can because the paint can's banged up. And if there's 4, like, marks around his neck, one would be from the rope. But then he was choked with that chest expander, which would have left 3 marks. This is a fucking murder case, I told you.
Now that I think of it, I better eat at home. It's healthier.
Well, you gave me plenty of time to have a read, so thank you, Mr. Smirnov.
Truth is, John, it all seemed clear to me before, but now? Please, promise me you won't take the law into your own hands. I'd like to think we're not just vigilantes.
Sometimes one has to intervene, Mr. Smirnov.
I'll try, but sometimes there's no alternative.
All right. In any case, keep me posted, will you?
Oh, I definitely will. I'm digging this you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing we've got going on here.
Take care,
Count
John.
on it. As always, Smirnov had given me new, potentially relevant information. Not to mention second thoughts. When an old dog like him gets that serious, one must be prepared to bite.
We found out a lot just off of that one medical report. We've apparently got 2 deductions we can make here. Should we do the chest expander and the marks around the neck? That one? Nope. Chest expander. Marks around the neck. Okay. It's kind of hit and miss with this sometimes. Chest expander. Nope. How about the one we know? The paint can in the trash and the messed up knuckles. What's going on here? My game, like, froze and I had to reset it.
I'm much taller than Dunn, and I can barely reach the noose.
But I told you, have a look.
There's no way Dunn hangs
That rope is a
himself.
couple feet higher than Joe Dunn is, and...
Not on his own, at least.
I think now that we've done that, we'll be able to put some more pieces of the puzzle together. Let's make another deduction. We were just trying to do it before, we now should be able to do it. So, if you're going to let me do it. Come on, game. No, I didn't want to get out of it. What are you doing? Gonna work with me, Blacksad. Okay. 4 marks around the neck. Wasn't tall enough to hang himself, and the chest expander. Those have to be the 3. Eureka.
Bobby Yale. I don't know if you had a motive to kill Dunn, but you certainly had the murder weapon.
Well, the murder weapons box was in his locker, but whether or not he did it is a different story. That's where detective work comes into play. Was strangled with Yale's chest. Yep. Beautiful. He's got motive.
Christ. Did Yale kill Dunn just because he wanted to call off the fight?
He's a Rottweiler. He's definitely got motive. Unfortunately, everything at the moment is pointing towards Bobby Yale killing Joe Dunn.
I always knew Bobby had issues. But I never thought he'd go that far.
The evidence is stacking up against him.
Everything seems to point in that direction. I'm certain of it.
But he could have been framed, couldn't he?
He could have been framed, but I mean, you gotta go off what you... Damn, look at that ass. I'm not a furry, I fucking swear to God.
In any case, that doesn't change a thing.
It does, actually. Now we know he didn't kill himself.
My father's still dead, and you still haven't found Bobby Yale. Nothing has changed. Opening the safe and finding my father's will won't help us achieve anything.
No, but it helped me work out a hell of a lot
Please
more than I
hurry.
already knew.
Time's wasting.
How about being a little bit more grateful, bitch?
Sonia's indifference never ceased to amaze me. But most importantly, why was she suddenly defending Yale?
That's a good point.
John Blacksad?
That's me,
I think I owe you an apology.
Mr. O'Leary. No, apology accepted.
Apology accepted. But what exactly are you apologizing for?
Listen, I don't think my fellow workers treated you with the respect you deserve. I'm so sorry they wrinkled your suit. The thing is, they didn't know we shared a common goal. Bobby Yale. I want to find him and get to the bottom of this as much as you do, Mr. Blacksad.
I'll see you
So
over there,
please.
Buffalo Bill.
Kindly accept my invitation. Why not share our findings?
No way.
Come on.
Close your door and fuck off. I'm not getting in your car. Hell to the no.
I'm afraid I have to say no. I can't ride in a fancy car with a wrinkled suit.
Fair call.
Oh, I don't see why not. In any case, if those little wrinkles make you uncomfortable.
I got no choice here, do I?
I always play it nice and safe.
I'm getting in his car. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's plenty of analogies made about, like, entering the lion's den and stuff like that, but I've never heard about getting into the back seat of a fox's car. How's this going to play out? I mean, Desmond O'Leary right now is probably one of our biggest suspects. I mean, everything's pointing at Bobby Yale, don't get me wrong. But Desmond O'Leary, he's got his finger in a lot of pies. And I like me some pies. As I said earlier, guys, if you have been enjoying this, that like button down below, do myself a favour and hit it. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all that support. If you happen to be new to the channel, plenty of other content to check out. Urge you to do so. If you enjoy what I'm throwing down, hit that subscribe button, pledge your allegiance to the God Zero Nation, hit that notification bell as well to get notified every single time something brand new goes down. In the description down below, not only will you find a link to the playlist to catch up on previous episodes, There's also links to my social media accounts, which now includes, again, my Discord channel, which is now up and running and ready for you guys to join it. So what are you waiting for? But that's it from me, guys. I'm out of here, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.